Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode corporate filings, so you don't have to. Today, we're diving into a recent report from Walgreens Boots Alliance, and let me tell you, this one involves legal battles, settlements, and a whole lot of money changing hands. You might even say they're trying to settle all their legal problems. So what's the story? Walgreens has been dealing with lawsuits related to how they dispensed opioids, and this report reveals how they're trying to put those issues behind them. Let's get into it. This report is a Form 8K, which companies use to announce major events. In this case, it's about settling a lawsuit. The key date here is April 18, 2025. That's when Walgreens Boots Alliance, that's the whole company, agreed to this settlement. This report lets everyone know what happened. So the company filed suit because they believe the Drug Enforcement Administration, also known as the DEA, was trying to enforce rules about dispensing opioids, powerful pain medications, without following the proper steps. Walgreens thought these rules weren't made the right way. Then the Department of Justice, the DOJ, sued Walgreens saying they broke the law, specifically the Controlled Substance Act, the False Claims Act, and other laws. They wanted money, penalties, and an order to stop Walgreens from doing certain things. And of the False Claims Act and other laws, they wanted money, penalties, and an order to stop Walgreens from doing certain things. Walgreens and the DOJ came to an agreement to solve all these issues. They made something called the settlement agreement. Under this agreement, Walgreens will pay $300 million plus interest. The interest is set at an annual rate of 4%. They'll pay this amount over 6 years, which they call the settlement term. Basically, Walgreens is paying a large sum of money over several years to end the lawsuits. They have to pay $20 million plus interest within 21 days of signing the agreement. There's also a chance Walgreens might have to pay another $50 million. This depends on whether they hit certain goals for free cash flow. That's the money a company has left over after paying its expenses. This extra payment could be triggered if Walgreens is sold, merges with another company, or sells a large part of its business to someone else during the 6-year settlement period. This includes a transaction that was announced previously. As part of the deal, both sides will ask the courts to dismiss all the lawsuits against Walgreens and the DEA. Walgreens said they agreed to this to resolve this big opioid issue and avoid the cost and uncertainty of going to court. It's important to note that Walgreens isn't admitting they did anything wrong or are liable in any way. Now, there is a section called Cautionary Note regarding forward-looking statements. It's basically a disclaimer saying that any predictions or expectations about the future are not guarantees. It warns that things could change, and actual results might be different from what they expect. The company says they don't have a duty to update these forward-looking statements, even if new information comes out. Walgreens points out that things could go wrong due to risks like those mentioned in their annual report and quarterly reports filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Okay, so what does all this mean? Well, Walgreens is trying to clean up its legal problems related to the opioid crisis. They're paying a significant amount of money to do so. However, they are not admitting any guilt. It also looks like they are working on a sale of the company, given the special clause around it. Now, for my take on this, it's clear that Walgreens wants to move past these opioid-related lawsuits. Paying $300 million, potentially $350 million, is a lot of money, but it might be worth it to avoid years of legal battles and the negative publicity that comes with them. The fact that they're not admitting wrongdoing is also a key point. It allows them to settle without setting a precedent that could be used against them in other cases. However, there are still risks. The additional $50 million payment tied to future performance could be a burden if Walgreens doesn't meet its financial goals. And the fact that this payment becomes due immediately if the company is sold suggests that a sale is a real possibility, but also highlights the potential financial impact on any acquiring company. Overall, this settlement seems like a strategic move by Walgreens to try and put the opioid crisis behind them. Whether it will be successful in the long run remains to be seen, but it's a significant step in that direction. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, give us a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more corporate deep dives.